So, this is a video about DvZ. This is maybe the last time I'll mess with DvZ. I'm not sure. This is my vanilla recreation of DvZ. And, whoops. I forgot to set my character as a hero, like Bruce Willakers. I fixed the 3D models since the last time. I polished a ton since the last time I made a video on it. And, I mean, it's very functional, you know, it's extremely functional, this version. I don't want to grief the map, so I'm gonna have to, like, give myself some ores for the demonstration of functionalities here. Like, it all works in this version. It's just, you know, I'd like to not grief the map, but I made it so you can't drop things like this, I guess. I added a ton of polish to make it play like the official server before it shut down. But with a mix, with my own twist, etc. We got cool tooltips, all that goody stuff. You can right click when you're using tools to get a slight boost to powers. Pickaxes just give you a slight haste boost for like a few seconds with a few second internal cooldown. Yeah. And mining gold would give you gold chunks, which add gold to every player, and non-heroes have to worry about their armor, which is tracked in the tab list. You use the repair glue to initiate your recharging, or you can be at the shrine. The shrine also will repair you. You walk up to a shrine, you go in its presence, and you'll regenerate some mana if you're a hero. Kind of like the last state of DvZ. The heroes on here are more resemblance to the last version of DvZ. That's what the heroes on here feel a little more like. Mana is very similar, but if you're a dwarf, you have armor. Armor can be repaired passively at a shrine, kind of like normal. I don't remember if I made it so you could right-click dwarves. I don't think you can. You probably can't right-click another dwarf to do that, but it's a thing that you could do. I know you could repair people's armor somehow. Actually, yeah, it was the regrowth star. The regrowth star would do it. Yeah. Heroes can create armor kits. Can armor other people, or yourself if you're a dwarf. It's a bit of a quality of life change, just because I was personally testing, but I think that should be a thing anyway. Yeah, we got the quarry. Works pretty much the exact same as it was before, it's just a little more polished. So like if I give myself some gravel, it'll function just like it did in the original video. Only thing that's really different, well, the items actually have their tooltips now, and they actually synchronize tooltips, so you can actually kind of stack these items together. They go in the same stack, so yeah. You can upgrade the blocks, and mine those up too. If you want stone brick, mortar, you can collect it if you wish. It goes right in your inventory. No extra thing you need to worry about. You can just throw them on the ground too, like, they can just go right on the ground. You don't have to worry about that. You can get magic bricks too. They make a little hum. I think I showed that in a video though, but I didn't show their new item form, since they changed item form, if I recall. I don't think they had the new one. Since previously it was done with command blocks in those old videos, this is not command blocks anymore, this is data packs. Yeah, I know. Yeah, magic bricks, they look cool. think they have an enchanted glint, if I recall. The glint is different colored in this resource pack. It's a little slower. Make it a little more epic. But yeah, you can go up to trees. It works exactly like it does on the servers. Only if you're looking at a block of a log of wood. You don't have to cut it down. I mean, you could. You're not going to be able to cut it down too quickly. But you can. Heroes get an additional amount per chop, so you can also convert it. It takes a little while too, but it works exactly like it does in the last version of DvZ crafting. Maybe a bit different sounds, but yeah. I don't think the sounds are that much different. I think they're pretty much the same almost. I don't remember though. I might have did some comparisons between the two servers, but yeah. Two versions, you know. So this is a pretty loud noise. It is. When you're done crafting all this, you can go ahead and bring it to the oil and, you know, convert it to mortar and to torches. And yeah, because it's a data pack, we have some custom achievements.
Not many.
Not all of them are set up though. But yeah, you could be a zombie, deal some basic things. I don't think all of these properly work, because I know this one doesn't proc. Ironic name, right? Yeah, armor up doesn't automatically trigger if you're a hero. It should, but this definitely doesn't work. This doesn't. Some of them work, some of them really just don't. I think that was about all the advancements. There's a little bit of progression there, but there's not many. They're very minor in reality. Yeah, you can craft whatever you want. You can do all that fun stuff. Admins can death stare people if they wish, instantly killing them. Same with players and all that fun stuff. Yeah, in this version, I think, if I recall in the video, I made a contradiction to what I eventually added, which is the ability to play as a mob. You can definitely play as a mob now. It's completely doable. Whenever you die, by default, you'll turn into a monster. And you'll be able to select like 1 out of 9 different types of mobs. We have venom burners. They're pretty cool. Probably very overpowered. If I recall, they were overpowered. I forget though. It was a long time since I did multiplayer testing, honestly. Yeah, most of this stuff is pretty polished in this version. We got the bow. Has icons for, or particles for the power. You see 300 damage is the green. 50 is like red or something. Still has a knockback 50. So if something's in your face, you can knock them back and then one-shot them. Pretty cool. Excalibur is still that way.
I just go ahead and set my time around command. I think you can put minutes to 0, if I recall it was 0, and then you put seconds to like 40. And it should start doing the death clock. Am I wrong? Maybe it's -1.
It's probably -1 I'm thinking of, yeah, that's the one. There we go. I just skipped the whole death clock to the release of the mobs. Yeah, I'm a Bruce, so I'll do the speech, but I don't think we need to hear the speech again, so I'll mute it. Yeah. We'll get rid of that noise. Yeah, mobs can spawn now. It's not completely dark out here yet, but they should start spawning soon. And I'll show you some basic gameplay with Bruce. There is some very basic gameplay with Bruce, because he's one of the most basic heroes, since he's the OG hero.
He's not basic as the other heroes, or some of the other heroes though.
Since I've made a few custom heroes, which have kind of custom gameplay. Some of them are ridiculously overpowered, like truly overpowered. Some aren't very special. You could call them micro heroes if you wish. Did I screw it? No, it works. There they are. Yeah, so you just beat them up And then you can go ahead and kill zombies. Whenever you have a procced bow, you can shoot regardless of distance and it'll one-shot them. So that's cool. I added the scoreboard too. So the scoreboard works. It'll keep track of kills. And certain names, usernames, have special kill counters. Like my username has Hunter. You'll see that later in the video, why that is. But yeah. I added Bruce Wilker's kill counter too. And I forget who else, but there's some other ones. For some names I know. Yeah. Some Easter eggs here and there. The mob count gets ridiculous at nighttime, that's for sure. Yeah, let's go ahead and change it. So I am going to be Roamin the Paladin now. And I'll show his toolkit. He's got his hammer. He's got his flamethrower, and he's got the light bow. Yeah. So you shoot the light bow, you created a light, you know, server's lagging a bit, that's fine. It's usual in 1.14. That's part of the reason I stopped working on this. It's because 1.14 was very laggy for servers. You can do mass AoE, and, you know, kill lots of people, and zombies, and whatever else. And whenever he gets in a pickle, you can obviously flamethrower them all. You know, you can melt them all away. And it'll go places. Yeah. He can wait for his field to recharge, which is tracked right here. Or he can go on top of oil and go ahead and recharge it. Not in the same old way, but a similar way. Requires crouching. That's the difference, the main difference. The bow can one-shot. It's not completely useless. Yeah. Holy Purifier passively recharges, but if you're on top of oil and crouching, it'll go quicker. Significantly quicker. Not only is it much quicker, but he gets 3 times the amount of oil per charge up. So it's significantly quicker. But yeah, whenever he's in a pickle, you can go ahead and use his ultimate, Hammer of Righteousness, which currently are bugged. I think they changed how armor stands work in 1.14 with new AI. They used to fling up in the air and fall down, but that broke, so I'll probably have to fix that if I ever want to. I'd probably fix that up and it'll be functional again. But I just haven't bothered. Yeah. Flamethrower works again. It's fully charged. And that's basically Roamin in a nutshell. I mean, what else is there to say? It's Roamin. There's not really much you can do with it.
Yeah, that's works on mobs and players alike. That's a really long range, but also price accuracy. It's an item. Anyway.
Let's go to Nisovin. Nisovin is completely different from the version on the old servers. So, yeah, his hat works with the full player model. Yeah, he's got rocket boots. He's got his old Tinder Flame, which works as a melee weapon. And he's got his old right click too. But yeah, he can use procs. They're very short comparatively to other heroes, but they work. And then he can zap people away. And if he attacked them before he got his proc, it'll count towards his kill. You know, it's a short cooldown. Kind of like all of his abilities. Yeah, he can go ahead and zap things for 99 plus damage, and everything dies. And he's got his flame beam. You know, it's also known as the redone Tinder Flame, but I called it Flame Beam because I wanted to keep his melee weapon in his toolkit because I liked it. I like the idea of having a melee weapon And it just functions better on the server anyway, since you probably won't get kill credit if you just do this. Like, I mean, it does a lot of damage, but it won't do enough. Yeah, you can use the right click as a way to use your proc, manually triggering once you attack something, so it's kind of cool. Yeah, his Wand of Limited Probabilities does not have his Glob attack, but, you know, it's got two other skills, two other classic skills. It has Wormhole, and it has the Protective Barrier, the old one. So you just right click, you'll shoot the Wormhole, and it functions like the newer one, except it doesn't have velocity, because it's not very easy to do velocity in vanilla, but it's super overpowered, as you can tell. It's really good for Nisovin with procs. Yeah, you can just pull things into the center and kill them repeatedly. Server was pretty laggy right now, so it lasted even longer than it should. Yeah, you can shift right click to use the classic Nisovin Super Shield for your 3 rows of absorption hearts. To all Dwarves, mind you. It's not just him. Yeah, that's pretty much his toolkit. It's very fun and interactive. It's about as fun as vanilla can let Nisovin be. He's got his boots, which are kind of funky to control, but yeah.
Anyway, so there's a reason I have 100 kills.
I created custom heroes, and one of those custom heroes is a hero for me. As you could see, Hunter Scourge. So I have a few basic items. Let me get out of here. I have Shadow Fury. It's basically a rapid evisceration. It teleports me around and I shank people. That's the general gist. Then we have Sigil Dexterity, which is just a damage boost. Lets you get a lot more damage. It also lowers your cooldown on Shadow Fury, so whenever you use it again, you'll insta-kill. And then you can just keep proccing it, because every kill reduces the cooldown by, you know, like a few seconds, 1 or 2 seconds. And when it's on that, the cooldown cannot be longer than 8 seconds, so it's very, very good, very strong. But as you can notice, he has no real ranged attack, or at least a ranged weapon. That's the counter to this hero. Yeah. Then we have the Sigil Stamina, which is a dwarf buff. This is for the caster only, the damage buff only for me. But the ally buff affects everyone, and it makes it so you basically take no damage, and you regenerate a lot of health really quickly. But yeah. It's a very nice hero. He's very good for wiping out all kinds of zombies and the likes. Very good at that. And, you know, can shank them all. And last but not least, the Shadow Step. It's just a teleport where you look. Teleports you forward a short distance based on where you look. You can go upward, you can go downward. It's pretty versatile. So he's a very mobile hero. It also gives him a little bit of mana. Just, you know, whenever the dwarf count drops below 5, you'll really feel the mana gain. It'll be really nice. It'll feel pretty good to be able to do that. Yeah, you can just keep right-clicking with him whenever it's off cooldown, and you'll see who your nearest target that you'll eviscerate is when they're glowing, if it's applicable. You'll be able to tell. Yeah, that's my custom hero. Then we have, it was a custom hero based around Justin. HC Justin. He's got gravityless arrows. And he's very much proc-centered gameplay. That's the whole gist. He played a Berserker in some of the videos, so I made it a Berserker hero. And I think it's a cool idea. It's very strong, but it also is very grindy. You have to click a lot with this character. But the returns are not bad. He also makes the nearest enemy glow when he holds his bow, so that's cool. And he could just shoot people all day he wants with his bow. The only time it has gravity is whenever it's procced. When it's a procced arrow, for some reason, it'll just keep falling. But when it's not a procced arrow, it has no gravity. Yeah, his main weapon is basically the Axe of Malice. Bow's pretty good. It's not great. Yeah. Raging Axe is okay. And then he has a shared ability. One other hero also has this ability. It's the Sigil True Sight. Basically, gives you night vision, and it makes every enemy nearby glow. So, you know, it's pretty useful. It's very useful to find out where the enemies are, and it's pretty useful for dwarves, because you'll be able to see in the nighttime. It's pretty good buff. Doesn't last that long, but, you know, it's decent. Yeah, that's Justin. He's not very special. So, there's Lady Kedemonia, a remake of an old character, but this one's a lot more of a tank character. Not very good, necessarily, in a killing sense. I mean, procs still exist, but the procs are like 3 seconds or 1 second, are very short. They're very short procs. So it's more like, okay, once you get a proc, you kill whatever's near you. That's basically the gist of the... Yeah. She, reflects damage, in a way. Whenever she takes damage, she'll summon spikes, which attack the nearest thing, and they root. And, you know, she can shift, and she'll take less damage. Gives her significant damage resistance. And then she could right-click to gain some temporary health, some absorption health. And yeah, that's pretty cool and stuff. Yeah, her right-click on, or her bow rather, is not even an arrow. It's kind of like a emerald bow in a way, almost, but definitely not an emerald bow. It's quite significantly different in the fact that it'll restore mana and health to anyone caught within it, and it does some low tier damage to anything inside of it that's an enemy. But it gives regeneration, so it's really nice for heroes. And she's also one of the among the heroes that get mana for kills. Kedemonia was very much the healer medic tank hybrid hero for here. And then we have Iron Will, which is just a buff. It gives you more health, some damage improvement, so you can do a lot more melee damage. And, you know, it's pretty nice. It gives you movement speed, and it makes you pretty tanky. You can also meditate with it if you hold shift. Or this is better suited if I am at low mana, so I might just have to cheat some mana, low. So I have 400, and you can shift with it, and you meditate your mana really fast. Just like a paladin. Like the old paladin with the warhammer. You can meditate if you hold shift. And you'll recover your health quicker and your mana. And, you know, you'll have a good time. Yeah. Oil Radiance is pretty nice. Iron Will's great and all, but yeah. Kedemonia is very much a tank hero. The only thing that this hero is really good at is outliving dwarves, particularly. This hero is extremely good at outlasting dwarves. It's pretty difficult for her to die. With just how tanky this hero is. It's not the strongest hero, it's just really tanky. With health. Anyway, on to the next hero. We got Deadbones. Deadbones as a hero. He's got a Scythe. It's AoE Scythe. Works kind of like Roamin's, except when you get a proc, instantly kills anything it would hit. Deadbones is a proc warrior, but not a Justin. He's not the traditional proc warrior. He's a proc sniper. So his bow, it shoots a bolt forward that inflicts a nasty dot, and if you have a proc, you can use it to instantly kill anything in its path. So basically, he doesn't recover health. He doesn't even regenerate arrows in the normal way, but when he has a proc, he can one-shot kill anything he looks at with his Dark Heart, his crossbow. So arrows recover from your kills. But they generate way slower. Also, Easter egg, it's cocoa beans. That's a little inside joke. But yeah, Sigil True Sight's on this hero as well. Justin and Deadbones share the same secondary ability. And, you know, it's good. At nighttime, Deadbones excels at hunting zombies. Because you can just look at them and they die. So I'll just go ahead and add some time. Make it nighttime to give you the proper test of Deadbones' strength, even though there's actually a better place than this, actually. I just remembered there's actually a really good place on this map for testing this hero. Yeah. Every time he gets a kill with his bow, resets his proc cooldown, and as you can tell, it's pretty good. I mean, you probably would want a more focused field of vision than I. Playing at 103 FOV is probably not a great idea with this hero, so you could actually aim your bow. But yeah, it's really easy and fun to play this character to a good degree. You just shoot something when you have a proc, and if you get surrounded, you just kill them all with your scythe. Like, it's pretty cool. It's pretty fun. That's Deadbones. He's very fun. I just need to, like, put it so it's really daytime and, So, in the cave here, Deadbones could get a proc, and then go on a rampage, shooting them all down. And he'll get a blast of noises he's killing. This cave is really good for Scourge too. It's a good cave for anybody to farm up proc kills. At least until there's an actual game, I guess. In this version. It's just really good to sit in this cave. It's a good testing ground. And also Deadbones gets like 3 mana per kill. Or 2. It's a lot of mana per kill. But while Deadbones gets a lot of mana, his heal takes a lot more mana than normal heroes. I don't think it scales based on the amount of players alive, but definitely it costs like 200 mana to heal or something stupid. It costs so much mana. Deadbones is very expensive to heal with, and that's kind of part of his challenge. The challenge of actually, is he gonna have enough mana to do things? Basically what you need to do is just kill with Deadbones. Yeah, if you spam right click, you can kill pretty rapidly. Especially if you have excess arrows, you can really spend the right clicks and get a lot of kills. You can really farm up kills. If you have a ton of arrows, you could just keep firing instant proc arrows. Yeah. That's Deadbones in a nutshell. Pause is the next hero. So, pause, unpause. I made him a hero. This is a custom sword. I forget what the name actually means, but there's the Weedagoo. It actually has a meaning, the sword. It's another Native American named weapon. Yeah, we have the Weedagoo. It's not the same. It basically is just... It flies further, and it does more damage the further it flies. There's not any real DvZ item, I believe, that worked like... Well, no, I think the Ranger's bow used to work like that, if I recall. The old Ranger's bow, before it was stacks. Yeah. He's got a small buffalo horn. So, basically it's a mini version of the horn. It does not give strength. Instead, more specifically, it gives you speed and jump boost. It's a great escape tool. That's what this is specifically about. Yeah, Pause on Pause plays exactly like a normal dwarf, basically. He has some small crafting benefits.
Because he's Goldfounder. So if you give him gold,
he does something special with the gold. And he gets a little bit more gold than normal. That's basically it. He gets some more gold. Yeah, he can hold right click and attack, which is something I would want to fix, but he can hold right click, and it makes it so it functions kind of like the old blocking system, which is removed in 1.9 and latter. Obviously this is in 1.14, this is not 1.9, so blocking is long removed from this version, except via shield, which I have not used, and I don't plan to use because it's kind of game breaking. Yeah, you can hold right click, makes a little hum. Makes it so you take half the damage through resistance. You can't really move as well, but you could jump attack around, kill people with procs, but yeah. That's Pause's general toolkit, and then he mines up gold and he gets 3 chunks instead of 2. And if I recall, crafting armor
is special with him or something? I forget what it is.
I think it's just free. I think the whole point of him is he can make armor for free. If he's in the game, he doesn't have to spend any gold at all making armor. Yeah, you can just right click, create a bunch of armor blocks, and make some toolkits for you. You can also deposit gold, which goes to every dwarf in the game. So he's very useful as a resource, because he has like infinite gold in a way. It makes gold significantly easier, and then he can get a bunch of armor kits and armor up dwarves. That's just his pre-game meta. That's it. That's his whole thing. He can go ahead and armor up people. I guess I never made it so you could drop these. That's kind of weird, but whatever. Probably because you can armor up other people and whatnot. If you want to get rid of any item, you just put it in those glass panes, and there you go. It's gone. Yeah, our arrows are counted. They're automatically calculated. They'll regen passively. Some characters get arrows from kills or whatever. There might be some passives that do it, etc., etc. Pause on Pause is a very simple hero. There's not much to say here. Like, I don't know what there is to say about him. You can get procced arrows. They fly very far. You can kill people pretty easily with his bow. Weedagoo's useful. It doesn't create ice cubes. There's something that may create ice cubes, but it's definitely not a dwarf or a mob.
Yeah.
That's Pause. And then we have the last one. Auramaster Galaxy. This is a strange hero. This one plays completely different. This... Every 8 seconds, every 8 seconds you can mark enemies, and they glow infinitely. Once they're marked, they glow. And they stay glowing. And well, basically what you do is you right click all nearby enemies, start glowing, and then you shift right click, and they all die. That's basically the gameplay loop. I mean, if you want, you can melee people, and you do decent damage. You just don't get procs with this hero at all. There is a bow. The bow is pretty cool. It's a crossbow. The crossbow shoots 3 arrows simultaneously, and you can spam it. You can just do this, and it'll fire many. Do have to look at your arrow count to not go overboard with it, but you know, they all do 25 damage. They're not that great, but you can definitely spam it. And they pierce through enemies, so you can actually shoot through a line. And it's kind of cool. It's kind of fun. It's very much a gimmick, more than anything. And then we have the regrowth star. You know, unless you're glitching it, it doesn't heal the caster. It'll heal whatever ally it hits. Costs some mana. And then you can shift right click and get full mana. That's about it. It's a very simple hero, but kind of satisfying. Marking your enemies is very satisfying, especially if you're crowded. And you just go around marking forever and you don't actually execute them all. You just keep marking them so that way you have a big cluster marked. So you can have a big, satisfactory kill. Like, I will execute it. And I just killed about, you know, 16 or so instantly. All in about a few seconds. And yeah, it's kind of cool. If you're really getting cornered and you don't have your curses ready, you can try to spam your bow or whatever. It's not a very advanced hero. It's very simple. There's no real passive. I think the only passive is the aura, which may recover nearby allies. I don't actually remember what it does. It might slow down nearby enemies, or it might recover health and mana to nearby dwarves. I don't remember what it does actually. I kind of forget, it's been a while. Yeah, with Galaxy, you can go underwater a bit. Not very long, but you can go underwater. So that's kind of cool. Normal dwarf. Oh, I just go ahead and set to start again. Ooh. It did not despawn them. Yikes. I was hoping that would despawn them, but it did not. So let me just go ahead and set it back. Put them in it. I want to make sure that it starts as soon as possible, but yeah, we got some new weapons. They have new tooltips. We got the Grey Rune Blade, Paladin's Hammer. It meditates. We got the Axe of Malice. We got the Elven Dagger. That's pretty cool. We got the Dragon Skin Bow, the Ranger's Bow. Twisted Dagger, a new one, right? It's a curse. It's the original. We got a crossbow, we got the Emerald Bow. And then we have the Tiger Claw as well. And, you know, everything here has tooltips. It's really nice. You can equip this. You'll take a little more damage, but run really fast. So that's pretty cool. You can also, you know, pick up the healing potion. The original. They'll also give you some mana when you kill something, so it's kind of good if you want to do that. Could have the Star Trinket. I'll probably be using the Star Trinket, honestly, myself. Prefer the Star Trinket to the others.
Yeah, you know.
Use Reinforcement, which is a recovery over time. So, we got Twisted Dagger. And we got the Tiger Claw. You right click with the Tiger Claw, you fling up in the air. It also has a visual dual wielding effect. Although it appears I do need to correct the item location in the hand if I ever work with the resource pack again. Yeah, you can use it to fly, kinda. Oh no. I need to get out of here, or I might die. This. There we go. That's the armor equip effect now. And they have tooltips. You know, change the color of the tooltip with time. Yeah. Tiger Claw should eventually go away, but I don't know. So the Twisted Dagger basically curses them forever. Kinda. And then you can right click and kill them all. So it's like a better Elven Dagger, except the Elven Dagger here actually has a pretty good poison too. think this poison's a lot weaker than the Elven Dagger, because I think the Elven Dagger actually applies big damage. This one just does periodic damage for a weak amount, and then you can just kill them all at right clicks. The other one has Eviscerate, so I mean, that's pretty good. Eviscerate's pretty cool. Yeah, Tiger Claw is different. It was a concepted item people wanted to see. It never came out, but I created it. It's completely original as far as I'm aware. Basically, every attack you do stacks. You can have up to 100 attacks, and at 100 you do bonus damage and you get stronger with each strike. But once you break that combo, well, you lose out the perks. There it goes. Now you can see the amount of strikes I have, and every time you attack, it'll apply some strikes. And every kill you get applies even more strikes. But the more you strike, the more damaging it gets, and the more you can move. Like, the quicker you get. So, when you get to 100 strikes, like, you move pretty fast, and you do a lot of damage. You can't proc with this weapon, but you can two-shot zombies with this. Pretty close to two-shotting a zombie. Especially a crit. I don't think your crits will one-shot them, but they do a lot of damage, so I mean, it's pretty cool. It's very fun to play this playstyle, and it's very mobile.
It's very cool. Yeah.
The more damage I take, my armor eventually goes down, just like in the newer version, DvZ. Yeah, you can right-click and you'll fling yourself pretty decently, and yeah. So that's one of the new weapons. And we have the crossbow. It's a remake of the old crossbow. I didn't want to do the weird style crossbow because I couldn't summon arrows like that would work. So when they announced the crossbow coming to vanilla Minecraft, I was pretty excited. And I've customized it. This is a different weapon, obviously. Plays different. And basically, it pierces up to 3 enemies. You can melee with all bows, if I recall, but they don't really do damage from melee. But yeah, you can right-click this 3 times in a row, and then load it. You can fire it 3 times back to back. It's very fun to do that, and I think that's really cool. It's a very cool way to do it, and now that I'm near the shrine, I'll automatically repair my gear and stuff. I don't have gold, so it's not doing it maximum efficiency, but it does repair my armor regardless. It might play into effect with the amount remaining, but I don't think it does, because even though it heals 75 armor a second, you can still take more than 75 damage to your armor in a second, so yeah, it recovers it. It also heals you and all that other good stuff, being in a shrine's presence. Shrines are really fun, and yeah, that's about like all the items for the dwarf side. That's pretty much everything. I mean, I didn't display everything. Sure, there's the quiver. You can have like 64 arrows with the quiver. You can't stack the armor, so you need to get rid of it somehow.
But, you know.
You can have up to 64 arrows, and then you can use that, and whenever you kill something, you get some arrows. If I recall, with the quiver, I think you get arrow per kill. Yeah, you do. So the crossbow is a great weapon with a massive quiver. You can just right-click down a hallway, and you recover your arrows that you fire back to back. And that's pretty cool. It doesn't do any damage in melee range, unfortunately. That's just the way the arrows apply damage, unfortunately, because it takes a tick for the server to recognize the arrows, so it takes a tick for it to apply the damage. So I didn't want it to be a melee range thing, but I mean, it's a side effect that kind of balances it somewhat. that you can't just shoot in melee range. So, you know, melee range is not a great idea with your bow. Would advise not doing it unless you're with Emerald Bow. Emerald Bows work in melee, or just any bows that don't shoot arrows. If there's a bow that does not shoot an arrow, it doesn't matter, it doesn't have a melee range reduction. Yeah, that makes up all the dwarf side of things. So, yeah, thank you for listening and watching, depending on what you did. And I'll maybe see you sometime soon. Bye.